I mean, we just wanted to make a statement and come out hard, and I don't think they were ready, and we got to jump on them, and obviously it helped us win the game.
What was so difficult about in the second half the press break that you guys were trying to do in their press?
I think we just weren't communicating well, and cutting open, but then we got it together, and then we was able to knock down free throws and stretch the game.
That was important down the stretch. You guys shot 33 free throws. I mean, from the beginning of the year to now, how drastically different is the entire team in that area?
We've been working on it every day, and gradually we've gotten better at it as the season's going on. We had some issues with it in the beginning of the year, but now, I mean, we just go up there, focus, and knock it down.
You guys followed up a 3-game conference losing streak with 3 straight wins now. And those 3 losses were all single digits. What did you guys learn about yourselves during that tough stretch?
I think just we can compete with anyone. I think we had a little rough stretch, and we showed some character. Stayed in some games, and it showed. And we're just gonna keep working, and we're gonna eventually get the product that we want.
Y'all know Martin scored 41 points in the second half. Were you aware of that? How tough was he to defend?
he's a good player. He was making very tough shots. It wasn't like he was just wide open. So you just do what you can. We like Coach says, he's not gonna make enough shots to beat us. And,
yeah, I mean, players like that who are really streaky and they get hot fast. You just got to find a way to try and contain them, do your best to guard them. And I mean, as long as he's gonna make shots, but the rest of the team, as long as we do what we gotta do on him, we're good.
DC, have you ever pinned a dunk attempt against the glass?
Huh?
Have you ever pinned a dunk attempt against the glass like you did in the second half?
You're telling me when he blocked it? He blocked the dude.
Oh no! I mean, I've had a couple blocks like that. I mean, not exactly like that one. They kind of got stuck. I didn't know what happened.
Talk about that last play, the double technical. You guys got tangled up there.
I just think just playing hard. He was trying to make a play, get a steal, and I lost my foot and fell back, I guess. So they thought it was excessive. I don't know.
They call what?
It was excessive.
Oh,
They gave it technical. So,
Justin, you talked about players being streaky and hot. The first half, it seemed like you had that range from the three-point line. What happened during the second half?
Nothing really. I mean, my thing is, if I'm shooting well, I'm gonna keep shooting. I'm shooting bad, I'm gonna keep shooting. Like, it's not gonna change my mindset or anything. And I mean, when the first few look good, it gives you more confidence and it boosts you kind of. So that first half, I mean, I went out there, I was just getting my shots up, and it was going in. So second half, I mean, I don't know if I didn't make all of them, obviously, but I just kept shooting because my teammates behind me, my coach behind me, and they're confident in me. So I just do what I gotta do.
Memphis is really good. We talked about it all week long in terms of our preparation, just how well they've been playing, their ability to come back or extend because of their pressure. Hard to simulate that in practice, to be honest with you. We tried as best we could, but it's just really hard. And give them credit for digging down in that second half. I thought we played in the first 15 minutes as well as we played all year long, offensively and defensively. I thought we were great defensively, really good on the glass as well. Last 5 minutes of the first half, not as good. We were a little sloppy on offense, and that instead of being up 30, 35 maybe, we're only up 25, which is still a lot. But we knew they were going to respond with that pressure. Didn't do a great job of handling it at times, and at other times we did. One thing we talked about, they have 5 seniors that played on last year's 21-win team, 10-8 in the league, and before he got hurt, Jeremiah Martin was the leading scorer in the conference. He's good. He's good, and he was fantastic today. Hit some tough shots, gave him a couple easy ones early, and when you got a player of that caliber, then he can make some tough ones. So give them credit, but give our guys credit at 5-4 at the turn. We're playing well. We're playing hard. We're playing well. We're doing a lot of good things. We were 32 of 40 from the free throw line up until the last 4 free throws. So, we've improved in areas that we said we needed to improve in. We're a team that just kind of keeps getting better, and we're tough enough and fight long enough that, we've had some some pretty good success. Now, got to just keep getting better.
Coach, Quincy got into some early foul trouble, and X comes off the bench, scores 6 points, played really well. How big was he a part of the equation in that first half run?
Yeah, I mean, and you think about it, we played a lot of that game without LaQuincy and without Alex. You know what I mean? And that it puts you in a tough spot. But we've talked about all year long, you know, depth is something that is a positive for us. And we got good players that are maybe younger, haven't been around as much, coming off the bench, and they need to respond. And I thought X was great. I thought even in the second half, putting him back in really helped us against their pressure. Plus, he's really good defensively. You know what I mean? I mean, he's really good defensively. Did a great job on Tyler Harris, who had a great game the other night against Tulsa. He did, you know, and, you know, did some really good things for us. So pleased with him. 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Again, you know, a lot of turnovers. I never thought I'd see the day where we won 2 games this year with 30-plus turnovers. But the one thing is, you know, they had 20. So it's not like we're not forcing turnovers either, you know. So, and then we did a great job at the free throw line. There's no question about that.
But what's actually changed with regards to your team's free throws?
Nothing.
Still doing the same thing then?
Practices are the same. Guys spend more time. They get in extra. They shoot extra after practice. They come in the morning now that we got classes. They come in the morning and get some free throw, you know, get free throws up. We did adjust, but this was a while ago, you know, some of their form techniques a little bit. I think if you notice, Mike is shooting it much differently than he did in the beginning of the year. Quincy as well. You know, but as I said, one thing, you know, you can say a lot. We have deficiencies, we have holes, but toughness and character isn't one of them. You know, the reason those guys are here is because they were tough enough to say yes, as I told them in the locker room, to come in here when everybody was like, why would you go there? Every single guy in our program came here without any evidence that we could be successful. So there's some just inherent toughness and a core character that's sometimes shows in games, and right now it's showing at the free throw line as well, as guys have gotten better and tough enough to make some big free throws for us. And it's the guys now. Remember that. It's this win and where we're at right now, our guys have been unbelievable. Unbelievable.
When you go up 27-1 with such a young team, it may be human nature to kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit. What was your message to the guys at halftime?
Well, I mean, I don't think we took our foot off the gas. I think we just got a little sloppy. You know what I mean? You're not going to – they're too good. You know, I mean, you see it in the games all the time, you know, and they did the same thing. It wasn't that deep, but they were down 44-22 against Tulsa the other night on the road and came back, you know. You know, just as much as we can get to that, they're good enough to do it the other way, you know. We knew the pressure was going to come on every possession, on every rebound. They were going to swarm the rebound. We had to be strong with the ball. We knew they were going to be ultra aggressive on offense, you know. And you can talk about it, and we always talk about it's great. I can write it on the whiteboard. I'm pretty good on the whiteboard, but the guys got to do it on the court. It ain't so easy.
Coach, the team's responded well. You had that 3-game losing streak. They're all tough games.
Yeah.
It's better, strong opponents. But how did you think the team would respond? It was like maybe the first bit of adversity the team had been through this season.
Yeah, and I said, you know, after the Houston game, I said, this is a great day to be a coach. And as I said after when we beat Wichita State last week, you know, guys kind of looked at me like, what do you mean? You know, we just lost. It was an ugly game, you know. And I said, because now you get to find out what we're really all about. Because we can talk about it and different things like that, but we just lost 3 games in a row to, as I said, 3 of the top 4 teams in the league, 2 of them on the road. But let's find out exactly where we're at in this process, because we know we're not there yet, but we're not where we were before either. So the guys have responded well. You know, they've dug in. Our practices have been good. The guys are getting in a lot of extra. I mean, our guys are in the gym all the time. You know, morning work, morning extra shooting, after practice extra shooting, come back at night. That's one of the big things. You know, they've taken ownership in changing this program. And That's why I said the players deserve all the credit for where we're at right now. As I said, 5 wins is the most wins that this program's ever had in this conference in a season. We've never won 3 games in a row in this conference, you know. Now, hopefully in 5 years that those don't seem that big, but today they do, you know, because you got to take those type of steps in order to get to where we want to get to.
Coach, you talked about the toughness of your backcourt. Collins and Radu, they play so tough. They play, you know, reckless at times is maybe the wrong word, but Collins is so aggressive. You talk about maybe the chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, you know, the one thing with David and LaQuincy, you know, LaQuincy takes 12 free throws. David takes 9. David is number 1, you know, one of the top free throw per game players in the country, taking 140 free throws. Sometimes you say, okay, you got turnovers or you're not shooting as well. Those free throws make up for that stuff. You know what I mean? So he's our leading scorer, and I think only the kid at Temple, Pierre Louis, has a bigger jump in his points per game than David does of the 5 players that were on the all-freshman team last year. But David hasn't shot the ball as well, but he's made up for it because he gets to the free throw line so much. And, yeah, you know, Quincy and him turn the ball over some. But our best thing is for those guys to bulldoze to the rim. That's our best way to be successful. You got to live with some of the turnovers because of that, because we cause so much pressure on the defense. We get teams in foul trouble. We go to the free throw line. They have to overhelp, and now we can kick the ball out. The other thing that happens is because they drive it so hard, they draw so much attention. Even when they miss, we get offensive rebounds because of it. Sometimes the numbers in terms of shooting percentage for LaQuincy or David, or turnovers for David or LaQuincy, you know, stats do lie sometimes. So much is benefited because those guys' hard charge and attitude that sometimes you got to dig a little deeper when it comes to that. And I'm glad I got those 2 guys. I can tell you that right now.